I've known John for many years. He is known throughout Pennsylvania and the region as a strong advocate for cleaning up polluted waterways across Pennsylvania. For our perspective, it's particularly important for addressing acid mine drainage. He has supported the studies of mine drainage, supported treatment systems designs, and treatment system construction, but he does not do all that work alone. John is the backbone of the Foundation for Pennsylvania's Watersheds. In 20 years as the executive director, he has overseen more than 150 grants to environmental and watershed groups throughout the state. Those seed grants have grown into more than $100 million in project work. Several hundred miles of Pennsylvania streams have been improved by the projects he supported. The water continues to flow cleaner today and into the future than it did before. John's support is not limited to the study and treatment of mine drainage. He has also exhibited the vision to be the first supporter of innovative projects. Case in point, the Pittsburgh Botanic Garden. About 15 years ago, John provided the first funding that would be used to convert acres of abandoned coal mines and polluted mine drainage into a botanic garden, an education center, and a recreation center. When no one else would step up, John convinced people to make that first investment. Others have followed. Earlier this year, we had the grand opening of the Pittsburgh Botanic Garden. That investment that John led the way on and that he has made has converted a community liability into an economic asset for Pittsburgh for years to come. He has also provided funding in some other visionary ways. For example, the use of abandoned underground coal mine discharge as a source of geothermal energy to heat and to cool buildings. He has funded a new edition of the OSMRE handbook. That's basically a guide to the federal mining law for citizens to use to help them be informed of what the law requires, what their rights are, and what the government regulators are supposed to do. The new edition was to incorporate the various court decisions and other changes that had occurred after the handbook was published some decades ago. I will not go on here today and list every project he has supported. But if you want to learn more about John, and John's water protection interests go well beyond acid mine drainage, just go to the Foundation's website. There's a trove of information there about John's work. But one more thing about John's accomplishments that are important to OSMRE in the country. This is something you will not find on the website. John was the co-chair of various environmental groups who worked in the late 90s, early 2000s to get the abandoned mine land fee reauthorized. Reauthorization took about a decade. Even though John was co-chair, he really led and coordinated the group's efforts. During the times when success looked unattainable, John kept people focused, kept people going. He kept them working toward the goal of restoring more of our world. Those efforts have and continue to have a very positive impact on our water resources, on our lands, and on our environment and ecosystems, and on the people who have jobs fulfilling a major promise of the Surface Mining Control and Reclamation Act of 1977. John's accomplishments will continue to result in the elimination of more dangerous mines, in the elimination of more mine drainage, in the restoration of more ecosystems, and will continue to provide jobs for the next decade or more. What I've just described embody the exact types of attributes and accomplishments we look for when we go under someone with the ECHO. Their accomplishments are the accomplishments that continue to resonate in coal country for years and years. The attributes we recognize with the ECHO Award are inscribed on the base of the tower, which we will display here at the OSMRE headquarters. They are public service, sustained engagement, nonpartisanship, major contribution, advocate of the law, protection of society, innovative solutions, and environmental protection. These are the attributes we look for at ECHO Award honorees. John clearly embodies these attributes, and because of that, I'm very pleased to present him with this, the 2014 ECHO.
Wendell Holmes once said that to live fully, one has to be passionate and fully engaged in the issues of one's own time. And I'm trying to convey that to son John, who has honored me here today with his presence. But that concept describes the makeup of the Pennsylvania AML campaign, which are all of the environmental groups like Pennsylvania Environmental Council, Penn Future, Western Pennsylvania Conservancy, and many watershed associations that works tirelessly to abate pollution in Pennsylvania from our 250,000 dead toxic acres, not even growing a sumac, to 5,000 miles of streams that are polluted, dead without any macroinvertebrates throughout the state. And we continue to work toward bringing those off the 303B list and get them back to ecosystem function. Well, this is the highest honor that I've ever received, and for the foundation.
But do you have one that sticks in your mind? Is it the first one, or do you have one in mind where you say, this is what I really wanted to do, this is the project that I hang my hat on?
Well, we work with Mountain Watershed Association, which did a wonderful job of prioritizing 11 discharges in a gorge that is a very special place, and biologically and geologically, and we have funded 7 of those treatment systems for discharges to abate the acid mine drainage in this very beautiful area. Another grant that comes to mind is one to Sewickley Creek Watershed Association. They were dealing with a discharge that left about 600 feet of iron oxide in a sluiceway before it reached the stream. Hedden Environmental came in, analyzed the iron oxide, decided to turn it into a product which is used by paint companies in Pittsburgh. So now, rather than going to Turkey, mining this oxide, bringing it to Philadelphia, then trucking it across the state of Pennsylvania, they're using this degradation and pollution source as good business.